Good morning, honorable guests, esteemed faculty, and my fellow students. On behalf of the Management Science Association at FMS Delhi, I would like to congratulate and welcome you all as a part of the 71st batch at Faculty of Management Studies. I welcome you to the Red Building of Dreams. I would also like to thank today our chief guest, Professor Yogesh Singh, and our guests of honor, Mr. Harjeet Singh Kohli and Ms. Anjali Ravikumar, for joining us on this prestigious day. Now, I would like to invite Dean Venkatraman Sir, along with our guests, for the inauguration of the event with the lamp lighting ceremony. Thank you, Dean Sir, and esteemed guests. I would now like to invite Dean Venkatraman Sir to come to the stage to address the batch. Dean Venkatraman Sir is a professor of human resource development and has been associated with FMS for over 34 years now. He's a graduate from the Tata Institute of Social Sciences and has been associated with the Ministry of Health, the World Bank, as well as the World Health Organization as an expert advisor over the span of his distinguished career. Having taken office in January 2024, Dean Sir envisions FMS to be an inclusive and globally renowned institute providing quality and equitable management education for students from diverse backgrounds. Sir, I request you to come to the stage and address the batch.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, it's a privilege to have you amidst us. Mr. Harjeet Kohli and Ms. Anjali Ravikumar. It's a pleasure to have you back with us. Welcome back to your alma mater, and we are delighted to have you too. Dear colleagues, and the incoming batch of the MBA students, 24-26 batch, I welcome all of you with the heartiest congratulations to you. You are among the top 1,500 people in this country who had aspired to do an MBA. Kudos to your hard work and perhaps the sacrifice your parents have put in to bring you up till this stage. Now there will be no more hand-holding, so you will have to swim the tide, and you will have to cope up with the professional expectations that not only the faculty will expect from you, but also the companies where you are likely to make your career. It's an understatement to say that FMS has been a pioneer not only in management education in India, but also a pioneer in many other fronts. With the continued support of the current Vice Chancellor, we have been the first on many fronts, including the weightage we give for girl students. And for the first time, the current Vice Chancellor also had indicated to us that we should start admitting orphans. And this is an initiative which will have a long-term benefit to a large number of students. Thank you so much, sir, for taking that initiative. One of the most important value that FMS has been, or rather known for throughout the country and around the world, is that we provide equitable opportunity access to quality management education. I am weighing my words very carefully: equitable access and quality management education. We not only train managers like you, but also we have trained business leaders. Two of them are here today. These are the people who have made FMS what it is today, and tomorrow I would expect each one of you also to uphold the values and the prestige of FMS. My request to all of you is that work hard, network very well, learn as much as you can during these 2 years. The time will fly. And be successful in whatever you aspire for. But at the same time, and the most important thing is that be conscientious about the society from where you come from, and also the subsidy that the public had borne for you in giving you a quality management education at an affordable level. Do something, be mindful about the society around you, and as a business leader, take decisions that are not only benefiting to the corporate or the shareholders, but also the stakeholders. I wish you all good luck. Please remember, the institution has maintained its reputation for the last 70 years due to the hard work of my colleagues and their dedicated and passionate involvement in the academic pursuit that they transfer it in the class. this would be the only business school in the country where my colleagues start the class in the morning at 9 o'clock and sometimes end the class in the evening at 9 o'clock, and there are no strings attached in this entire journey. During the summer break, most of the faculty members were there in the faculty to not only help the students but also to help the entire system to function. So I would like all of you to remember that hard work, perseverance, patience, and also thriftiness is going to be the one that we will continue to reinforce in you. Good luck to all of you. Welcome back. Welcome again to the hallowed portals of FMS. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. I would now like to invite Dean Sir onto the stage to welcome our chief guest, Professor Yogesh Singh, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Delhi, as well as our guests of honor, Mr. Harjeet Kohli and Ms. Anjali Kumar. I would also like to invite the program director for the full-time course, Professor Debadyuti Das, to felicitate Dean Sir.
Professor Yogesh Singh, the 23rd Vice-Chancellor of a century-old university since October 8, 2021, is a distinguished academician and a decisive leader. He has held significant leadership roles in various prestigious institutions, including the Maharaja Sayajirao University of Baroda, Delhi Technological University, and Netaji Subhash University of Technology. Professor Singh became a full professor of computer engineering at 35 and has held numerous administrative positions at Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. With MTech and PhD degrees from the National Institute of Technology, Kurukshetra, he has a strong academic and research background, particularly in software engineering. Professor Singh's notable contributions include over 250 publications and supervision of 23 PhD students. He has also authored several acclaimed books. His leadership extends to various national committees and boards, contributing significantly to the field of education and technology. Professor Singh is known for his holistic approach to education, dedication to student welfare, and transparent administration, making him a respected figure in academia. Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence today.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Very nice. Thank you. Professor Venkatraman, Dean, Faculty of Management Studies. Mr. Harjeet Kohli, Joint Managing Director, Bharati Enterprise. इसको बंद कर दो, फैन को जो चलाए. And alumnus of Faculty of Management Studies, Miss Anjali Ravi Kumar, Chief Sustainability Officer, Zomato India. She is also alumnus of alumni of Faculty of Management Studies. Professor Vivek Suneja, former Dean, FMS, distinguished faculty members, invited guests, proud parents, officers and officials of University of Delhi, my dear talented and gifted students, good morning to all of you. On behalf of University of Delhi, on behalf of centenary old institution of eminence declared by Government of India, I welcome you all in this inaugural program of Faculty of Management Studies. My dear students, you are talented, hardworking, and bright minds of our country. We are lucky to have you in Faculty of Management Studies. You have decided to join Faculty of Management Studies. We are privileged to have you, such bright minds in our university. Thanks for joining University of Delhi and Faculty of Management Studies. You have taken a right decision to join this faculty. And I can assure you, as Vice Chancellor of this university, I can ensure you that you have taken a right decision and you will not repent this decision throughout your life. The question is why? Why am I so confident about our Faculty of Management Studies? And I am giving you a guarantee that you will not repent your decision throughout your life. First of all, this is a centenary old institution of our country. Second is, Faculty of Management Studies is also a 70-year-old institution. Established in 1954, as Professor Venkat has just shared this, and we have right combination of experience, excellence, expertise, traditions, and reputation. So this is the right combination of all attributes which a management school should have. We are having all such attributes, so I am very confident that you have taken a right decision. Coming to the QS World University Rankings, I don't know how many of you have idea. It's an international ranking system, Quakerly-Simons ranking system. And our University of Delhi, like 3 years back, our position was 521. Last year, we were ranked at 407 worldwide. Worldwide 407, jump of 114 positions. And this year, recently we have ranked 328, jump of next 79 positions worldwide, unprecedented, unheard, never happened in the history of QS World University Ranking. A university now has come at 321, which was at 521 2-3 years before. And we are very hopeful that next year we will be in the club of best 300 universities of the world. When it comes to national ranking also, there are 9 outcomes in QS World University rank, 9 indicators. In 4 indicators, we are better than 328th position. In rest of the indicator, we are not. We are working very hard on those subjects also. Like, for example, remember our ranking is 328, but when it comes to employment outcomes, we are at 44th position across the globe. When it comes to sustainability ranking, because everyone is talking about sustainability right now, people are worried about it due to climate change and so many things which are happening in the world. Our position is 220th in the world, academic reputation 225th, and employer reputation we are at 269. So 4 parameters we are already in the bracket of 300, but I am very hopeful and confident that in the next year we will have better positions in all the parameters. and nationally. This is the international, but in QS ranking nationally, University of Delhi is first best university of India. And that is like university, but totally in higher education institutions, our position is 7th, because few IITs are above us, because there is always a difference between an institution for masses, mass education, and a class education. We have 6.5 lakh students, and those students are real strength of our country. We do understand our responsibility. And so our efforts are giving us results. Our direction is right. We are taking all necessary steps which are possible to accelerate the growth of the university. We are also taking all possible steps to improve the quality of research and teaching in University of Delhi. That's why, I am very confident that you have taken a right decision. Coming to Faculty of Management Studies, IIRF, Indian Institutional Ranking Framework, has ranked Faculty of Management Study at 2nd best business school of India. Last week, they have also declared University of Delhi as also 2nd best university of our country. Last year, we were at 9th position, but now 2nd best university of India. First is Jawaharlal Nehru University right now. We have outstanding and distinguished faculty at FMS. Faculty is our strength. Then we have effective senior-junior relationship, great mentor-mentee relationship. You must have experienced last week, 1 week, this relationship between senior and junior, mentor-mentee. This is the strength of the Faculty of Management Studies. We focus, our approach is student-centric, and we are proud of our alumni. FMS is proud of our alumni. Just to name two, I would like to name only two. One is Rasik Pansare. Two are here. But in addition to these two, those who are invited in FMS, it's a proud moment to all of us that our alumni are doing very well, and now two are here. Rasik Pansare started Get My Parking startup. Second is Sanjay Maurya started UBreath. This is the two startups which are doing very well, but we have thousands of such success stories. Our focus is not only on academic excellence, but also on the holistic development of our students. And University of Delhi is proud of Faculty of Management Studies. अरे ताली बजा सकते हो यार, घबरा क्यों रहे हो? We are proud of you. Thank you. My dear students, you have taken a right decision. Don't worry. And when it comes to the management education and in Faculty of Management Studies, you will learn many, many good things. You will learn balance sheet, you will learn business plans, so many things, and you will also work on ideas, different type of ideas. And some ideas will inspire you, some ideas will ignite something into you, but this is a place where ideas will be discussed. But having an idea is one thing. I don't know how many of you have seen a Hollywood movie, Pay It Forward. Is there anyone who has seen this movie, Pay It Forward? Very nice, such a wonderful movie. And this is a movie, Pay It Forward. This is a story of a class 7th student. Similar type of classroom, a teacher come to the class, and then he write on the board for 7th class students, think of an idea. He writes on the board, think of an idea to change our world, think of an idea to change our world and put into action. He writes on the board, and then students were expected to think about an idea. One student, who is the main character in the film, he thought of an idea, and then when he was going back to his home, he saw two laborers working near his house. He asked them that, please, if you want food, please come to my house. They came, he offered food, water, they were very happy. Then they wanted to give him something. The 7th class student said, no, so I don't want anything. Just you forward this help to next person. When they were going ahead after the completion of the work, they saw one driver struggling with the punctured tire. They both helped. Driver wanted to give something to them. They said, no, please don't give. Give it to someone who needs this. The point is cascading effect of one idea which 7 class students put into action. Pay it forward. Help them. Help will go to the next. And total scenario of the small town change, that's the moral of the story. This idea, but the point is, he could implement. That's why teacher said, idea is fine, but put it into action. There is also a story about this. We all know JP Morgan, an investment banker and a big name in the field of business world, JP Morgan. A person came to JP Morgan with an envelope and said, "Sir, in my hand I hold a guarantee formula of success. And I want to sell this formula to you, but I want $25,000 for this formula. Sure formula of success." JP Morgan said, "I don't purchase anything without seeing that. But mark my word, if I like your idea, I will give you money." He handed the envelope. There was only a small piece of paper, small envelope, in the envelope, a small piece of paper having only 2 lines there. For 2 lines, he happily paid $25,000. What was written? Two simple lines. One is, every morning, write down a list of things which you want to do in that day. Write down the list of things which you want to do that day. And second was, please do it also. Please do them also. Don't even keep on writing a large list and doing nothing. It means what? Ideas are important. But ideas have very little significance and meaning. Action is more important. Action is more important. Action, action, and action. And you all are management students, whether you join an industry or you start your own industry, then you should believe in action-oriented approach. Why I am saying this? Because I strongly believe that success is not on Excel sheets. Success is also not on your PowerPoint presentations, although they are important. But they will not give the guarantee of success. Business plans also have little meaning. It means PPTs, Excel sheets, and business plans. We teach in management schools, they are important, but they are not that important. What is important for the success, my dear students? You all are intelligent minds of our country. What is important is what? Conviction, commitment, courage, ability to take decisions. Ability to take decisions when others hesitate. If you are able to do it, नहीं तो सभी कर लेते ना, उसमें क्या था? If you are able to take decisions where other hesitates, your chances, probability of success will increase. And if I combine everything, and in the simple language, success is in your guts. It is in your guts, and I am very hopeful and confident that you all will be very, very successful in your life. But you know what next? When you are successful, FMS and University of Delhi expect many things from you. I would like to quote few lines of a Hindi poet, Kumar Bechen. These few lines inspires me always. You will be successful, no doubt, no debate on that. And the lines are, कोई उस पेड़ से पूछे मुसीबत में खड़े रहना, कोई उस पेड़ से पूछे मुसीबत में खड़े रहना, कि जिसने बाढ़ के पानी में भी सीखा अड़े रहना, मैं कितने ही बड़े लोगों की नीचाइयों से वाकिफ हूं, बड़ा मुश्किल है दुनिया में बड़े होकर बड़ा रहना, बड़ा मुश्किल है दुनिया में बड़े होकर बड़ा रहना। तो आप तो बड़े बनोगे, लेकिन बड़े होकर बड़े रहना। आपसे जब कोई मिलने आए और जब मिलकर जाए, तो उसके मन में ये भाव नहीं आना चाहिए कि कुर्सी तो बड़ी थी, आदमी छोटा बैठा हुआ था इसके ऊपर। अगर ये भाव उसके मन में आता है, तो समझो कहीं ना कहीं हमें अपने आप को बदलने की जरूरत है, ये भाव नहीं आना चाहिए। उसको लगना चाहिए कि आदमी बड़ा बैठा हुआ था। और बड़े किससे बनेंगे हम? सक्सेस के साथ आप बड़े बने रहो, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। अच्छे इंसान बनना, खुश रहना, क्योंकि ये न पूछना कि जिंदगी खुशी कब देती है, ये न पूछना कि जिंदगी खुशी कब देती है, क्योंकि शिकायतें तो उन्हें भी हैं जिन्हें जिंदगी सब देती है। अभी उन्होंने बताया कि आप 1 लाख या इतने बच्चों में से हो, इस देश के 10,000 अच्छे बच्चों में हो, और अगर आप ही लोग रोगे तो कैसे चलेगा? आप ही रोगे। ये न पूछना कि जिंदगी खुशी कब देती है। शिकायतें तो उन्हें भी हैं जिन्हें जिंदगी सब देती है। तो शिकायतें करने वाला आदमी नहीं बनना है। दिस इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम लीडर्स। योर जॉब इज टू ग्रैब द अपॉर्चुनिटीज, क्रिएट अपॉर्चुनिटीज। ये नहीं कि ये नहीं है जी, वो नहीं है, ये गलत है, वो गलत है। वो तो है ही ना गलत, फिर उसमें क्या है? वाई आर यू देयर? क्रिएट दैट टाइप ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर. This is what is expected from my dear student, from you. And you know, I was vice chancellor of two, 3 good universities of our country, and there is this experience which I would like to share. Many times I have shared that experience. And in those universities, many students were getting salary package of 1.25 crore, 1.5 crore per year. So I thought, as a vice chancellor, I should interact with those students because they are bright minds, they are intelligent, they are hardworking, and they have done everything which a good student should do. So as a vice chancellor, I should understand their psyche. And I would like to share my interaction with one of that student who got a salary package of 1.25 crore rupees. And then I asked him, first I said, congratulations, beta. What would you like to do with this 1.25 crore rupees? He thought for a while. And he said, sir, मजे करेंगे. मैं कहा, very good. But what is the meaning of this मजे करेंगे? He said, sir, I will purchase a big car. मैं कहा, very good. But then still also 1.25 crore is a very huge amount. What next? I will purchase a house. Then I said, why do you want to purchase house so early in your life? You can purchase house after 10 years also, 15 years also, 5 years also. Kehta, yes. Then what? Then he said, then I asked him, would you like to give something to your parents? He said, no sir, they don't need my money, they have enough. Still they will be very happy. Please, if you can give something to your parents, they will be very happy. He said, no sir, you don't know financial condition of my house, they have enough, they don't need my money. मैंने कहा, बेटा अभी तो पैसा आया नहीं, माई तो पहले बन गया. अभी तो आया नहीं, अभी तो एक लेटर आया कि 1.25 मिलेगा. Then the poor fellow, he said, ठीक है सर, I will think about it. हाँ तो नहीं कही उसने, I will think about it. Then मैंने कहा, would you like to give something to us also? आप मेरी भी हिम्मत देखो, मैंने फिर भी पूछा उससे, would you like to give something to us also? He said, नहीं सर, आपका तो बनता ही नहीं किसी भी तरह से, आपका तो किसी भी एंगल से नहीं बनता. मैंने कहा, क्यों नहीं बनता हमारा क्यों नहीं बनता? He said, rightly also, he said, sir, I studied very hard for 4 years, appeared for JEE, got admission. There is nothing which you contributed in that. I said, yes, true. Then I came here, studied very hard. When others were playing, I was studying. My focus was for study. Company came, I appeared. Group discussion took place. Written test I cleared. And I got this package. So, आपका इसमें क्या है? It means what? जो बच्चा पेरेंट्स को देने को तैयार नहीं है, हमको देने को तैयार नहीं है, वो सोच ही नहीं है उसको, और वो सोचता है कि आई एम द सोल प्रोप्राइटर ऑफ माई सक्सेस. ही डजंट वांट टू शेयर, गिव क्रेडिट टू एनी अदर पर्सन फॉर हिज सक्सेस. अरे जब आप पढ़ते होगे, कंपटीशन की तैयारी कर रहे होगे, तो माँ भी कभी दूध लाई होगी, कभी खाना बनाया होगा, कभी इच्छा की होगी, बात की होगी, परेशानी में रहे होंगे. हरिओम पवार साहब की बहुत अच्छी लाइनें हैं इस पे. वो कहते हैं, अरे हम कर्जा खाए बैठे हैं इन अपनों की कुर्बानी का, हम कर्जा खाए बैठे हैं इन अपनों की कुर्बानी का, हम क्या एहसान चुकाएंगे इनकी आंखों के पानी का. वो एहसास नहीं है. अगर लेकिन क्या उस बच्चे का कसूर है क्या? बिल्कुल भी उस बच्चे का कसूर नहीं है। वो तो 3 साल का बच्चा माँ एजुकेशन सिस्टम में देके गई थी। वो बिल्कुल मासूम सा छोटा बच्चा था जो हमको दिया, और आज 23 साल का जब वो बाहर जाता है और वो सोचता है कि आई एम दी सोल प्रोप्राइटर ऑफ माई सक्सेस। मैंने उस बच्चे को तो समझाया कि बेटा 10 लाख की फौज बॉर्डर पे खड़ी की हुई है कि आप पढ़ सको। टीचर्स, पेरेंट्स, इंस्टीट्यूशंस, वो जो ट्रैफिक पे खड़ा है ना, वो भी आपकी मदद कर रहा है कि आप अपनी जगह जा सको। तो वी आर पार्ट ऑफ द कोहेसिव वर्ल्ड, वी कैन नॉट वर्क इन आइसोलेशन। इफ यू फील दैट यू, तो वो बच्चा नहीं जिम्मेदार है, शिक्षा जिम्मेदार है, मैं जिम्मेदार हूं, टीचर्स जिम्मेदार हैं इसके लिए। जो 20 साल बच्चा उनके पास था और हम उस पर काम कर नहीं पाए, इट्स ए वेरी बिग इशू। बट माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, व्हाट आई वांट टू से, डेवलप द फीलिंग ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड. This gratitude will provide you foundation for your success in your life. You will never be frustrated if you have feeling of gratitude. Think about it. Think it seriously. And sometimes many students come to me. वो क्या बोलते हैं, बच्चे मेरे पास आते हैं, वो कहते हैं सर ये सैलरी पैकेज मत बताया करो। आप बोल देते हो 1.25 करोड़ है, 1.5 है, अखबार में आ जाता है। तो हमारे ना पेरेंट्स डांटते हैं हमें बहुत। मैंने कहा वो क्यों डांटते हैं आपको? कहते नहीं सर बड़े नाराज होते हैं हमसे। पर मैंने कहा क्यों नाराज होते हैं? मेरे को लगा इनको नौकरी नहीं लगी होगी, तो मैंने कहा बेटा कोई बात नहीं, यू विल ऑल्सो गेट जॉब। नहीं सर मेरी लगी तो हमने कितनी? कहता है मेरे को तो सर 70 लाख ही मिला सिर्फ। दूसरा बोलता है मुझको 50 ही मिला। तो जब 70 पर और 50 पर आप खुश नहीं हो ना, इसका मतलब तो खुश हो नहीं सकते ना आप। और वो पेरेंट्स कुछ नहीं होने दे रहे। तो मैंने कहा पेरेंट्स को कहा कि उनको कहा अपने पेरेंट्स को बुलाओ जरा, मैं बात करता हूँ। 2-3 पेरेंट्स आए, ज्यादा आए भी नहीं। तो जब मैंने बात की तो मैंने कहा आप बेटे को खुश देखना चाहते हो या सफल देखना चाहते हो? तो पेरेंट्स इमीडिएटली बोलते हैं हम दोनों देखना चाहते हैं, खुश भी देखना चाहते हैं और सफल भी देखना चाहते हैं। नेचुरल है, कहते हैं पेरेंट्स। पर ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट ही नहीं है उसका। फिर दिस इज नॉट द इंस्ट्रूमेंट कि जिससे कि दोनों चीज मिलेगी। इफ यू स्टार्ट कंपेयरिंग ऑलवेज। एंड माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इसीलिए दूसरों की सक्सेस में खुश रहना सीखो। ये जो चीज है वो हमारे में बहुत कम है, बिकॉज एवरी पर्सन हैज इट्स ओन टाइम जोन। समवन ग्रेजुएटेड एट 22 and waited for 5 years for a good job. Someone became CEO at 25 and died at 50, Steve Jobs. बहुत examples हैं. Someone becomes CEO at 25, died at 50. Someone becomes CEO at 50 and live up to 90. Obama retires at 55. Trump started, कब किया? Starts at 70 and he is still on. हो सकता है दोबारा बन जाए ट्रंप। द पॉइंट इज, कुछ के आगे लोग होंगे, कुछ के पीछे लोग होंगे, ये होगा ही ना। एंड डोंट एनवी देम और मॉक देम। दे आर इन देयर टाइम जोन एंड यू आर इन योर टाइम जोन। देयर इज नो क्लैश ऑफ टाइम जोन्स। डोंट एनवी, डोंट मॉक देम, हेल्प देम। दोज हु आर नॉट एबल टू डू गुड, प्लीज हेल्प देम। दे मे हैव देयर ओन टाइम जोन। इसी कारण से ये ध्यान रखना, क्योंकि बेटा आप बहुत अच्छी जगह से सब लोग आए हो, कि सबको गिला है कि हमको कम मिला है। आप भी बहुत सोच सकते हो मैं स्टैनफोर्ड, हार्वर्ड और पता नहीं क्या क्या हो सकता था। सबको गिला है कि हमको कम मिला है। पर हमेशा सोचना, अरे ये सोचना कि आप जितना कितनों को मिला है, दैट विल गिव यू फीलिंग ऑफ सेटिस्फैक्शन, इंस्पिरेशन एंड एलिवेशन। You all are management students, and some of you must have done BTech also, from engineering background also, some from social science, some from other backgrounds. You know, there is a person, Steve Wozniak. पता है आप सबको ना Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple with Steve Jobs. Right now he looks after Apple. He said in 2011, Indian passion for technology is highest in the world. Indian passion for technology is highest in the world. He said that very confidently. He must be looking market in India. He must be looking something else also in India. He must have some confidence about the youth, some confidence about the intelligence of youth of India. I don't know. But he said that. Same person in 2017 said, I doubt the creativity of Indians. I doubt the creativity of Indians to build world-class tech companies. What had gone wrong? One side in 2011 he said, Indian passion for technology is highest in the world, and then said, I doubt the creativity of Indians to build world-class tech companies. And Mint covered a story in 2018 with a title, Can Indian Build World-Class Tech Companies? This is a challenge. He is challenging the intelligence and talent of India, that you cannot do it. Why? He was referring to Forbes 500 list of companies. Forbes magazine published the best companies, and in those companies, in 2017, there were 7 companies, Indian companies. In 2022, 9 companies. But companies which are in the best 500 companies of the world based on market capitalization or revenue earned in a year, IOC, SBI, BP, HP, Reliance, Tata Motors, and Rajesh Exports. He said, your companies are in petroleum exploration. One is a bank, and another company is Rajesh Export, a small company in jewelry design. And in 22, 9 companies, LIC also came, and Tata Steel entered, and ONGC also entered. And 23 also similar results. He said, there is no company from India which is a tech company, proper tech company. All are doing routine work, traditional work. He has challenged the abilities of Indians. And in 2024 list, the first company is Microsoft, technology-oriented company. Market capitalization is $3.3 trillion. Apple, second technology company, market capitalization $3.1 trillion. NVIDIA, third technology company, $3.18 trillion. And Alphabet, Google, technology company, and market capitalization is $2.2 trillion. It means what? All technology companies, their market capitalization, you all are management students, you understand. Some of the size is more than $3 trillion. And our size of economy, like India's size of economy, India is the house of 140 crore people, and our economy size is $4 trillion right now. One company size is $3 trillion, and our total size of our economy, we are doing very well in economy, $4 trillion. And Honorable Prime Minister of India has taken a sankalp that India will be a developed nation by 2047, meaning thereby our economy size should be $20 to $25 trillion. $20 to $25 trillion. Right now we are $4 trillion economy, and we became $1 trillion economy in 2007, after 60 years of independence. In 2014, we became $2 trillion. In 2019, we became $3 trillion. And now in 2024, now we are $4 trillion. And expectations are that India will add $1 trillion every year in our economy after 2030, which we took for first $1 trillion 60 years. Kahan se hoga? We need such companies, 100 such companies, multinational companies from India. And this is possible. Prime Minister has taken a sankalp based on talent of bright minds like you students. You have to play a big role in the economy of our country. If you will not do it, who will do it? Because we need 9% growth rate. And this 9% growth rate for another 25 years. When you, after 20 years, you all will be successful, you should have your role in the economy of our country for building the nation. And that's why when I said the feeling of gratitude is important, because when we identify stakeholders, you are not the sole proprietor of your success. First, सबसे बड़ा stake लगा हुआ है, देश का आपके ऊपर लगा हुआ है. We don't realize that at all. सबसे पहला stake आप पे देश का लगा हुआ है आपके ऊपर. उसके बाद फैमिली का लगा हुआ है आपके ऊपर, उसके बाद बाकी चीजों का स्टेक लगा हुआ है आपके ऊपर. We should realize that. Sooner we realize, better it is for our country, because we need such multinationals. And economic growth also leads to growth in innovation. we need 9% growth rate. We want to accelerate this. So economic growth leads to innovation. This is worldwide, this is true, because greater demands for better products and also greater competition to supply such products. That's why we need multinational companies who will establish, bright and creative minds like you will establish such companies, and together we can create a better tomorrow. My dear students, your degree is just a piece of paper. Your degree is just a piece of paper. Your education is seen in your behavior, should be seen in your behavior. And if our behavior is not in line with your degree, then there is something wrong somewhere in our education system. We do realize we all are working very hard to plug in such things which already had happened. And the same thing Wasim Barelvi has said differently, कि उसने कहा कि डिग्रियां तो तालीम के खर्चे की रसीदें हैं साहिब, इल्म तो वो है जो आपके किरदार से झलके। तो ऐसे अच्छे किरदार आप बनेंगे, इसके लिए I just want to give my good wishes to all of you. और कभी ना परेशानियों से घबराना मत। याद रखना, एयरक्राफ्ट जब चढ़ता है ना, अपोजिट साइड से जब हवा चलती है ना, उससे चढ़ता है, उससे उसकी लिफ्ट जनरेट होती है। जितना आपका विरोध होगा ना, समझ लीजिए कि भगवान आपके लिए तैयारी कर रहा है ऊपर ले जाने के लिए आपको। आपने अपने इंजन नहीं बंद करने, इंजन ऑफ हार्डवर्क, इंजन ऑफ कमिटमेंट, इंजन ऑफ कन्विक्शन, सो दैट a great lift will be generated for you. और अगर आप बैठ के अपने इंजन बंद कर दिए तो वो जो अपोजिट साइड की हवा है वो आपको उठने ही नहीं देगी, और अगर अपोजिट हवा नहीं है तो आप उठ ही नहीं पाओगे। इसलिए कभी भी परेशानियों से घबराना मत। एंड इन दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी वी हैव आल्सो एस्टैब्लिश्ड उद्मोदय फाउंडेशन टू इट्स ए कंपनी which runs startups. We help our students. We give financial support, legal assistance, mentorship, infrastructure to our dear students, and many companies are working. I would like to request you, please visit and see the functioning of Udmodaya Foundation of University of Delhi. Initially, we give about 10 lakh rupees to our students, those who want to experiment their ideas. We are very, very open. And if Faculty of Management Study feel that there should be a separate incubator for Faculty of Management Studies in your department also, we are open for that also. We can have a branch there also. So leadership is not about it's about taking responsibilities and not making excuses. Lastly, one thing is growth and comfort. Ginny Romite has said, growth and comfort do not coexist. This is true. If you want growth, you have to sacrifice comfort. If you don't want to sacrifice your comforts, you will not get expected growth. It will slow down. That's why complacency will not help us. Chalta hai attitude will not help us. We have to create our own word of performance, own word of success, and my good wishes to all of you. And lastly, I want a promise from all of you that we will not do anything in our lifetime. We will not do anything in our lifetime which is against the interest of our country. Those who can give me promise, please raise your hands. टीचर्स भी दे सकते हैं, कोई ऐसी बात नहीं, बड़ा रोल है टीचर्स का, हाँ, कि हम अपनी जिंदगी में ऐसा कोई काम नहीं करेंगे जो देश के खिलाफ हो। थैंक यू। और इंडिया विल बी ए डेवलप्ड नेशन वेरी सून विद द हेल्प ऑफ ऑल ऑफ अस। ऑल द बेस्ट, मे गॉड ब्लेस यू एंड ऑलवेज बी विद यू। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Professor Yogesh Singh, for your truly inspirational and impactful words. It is true that it is an honor and a matter of pride to be not just part of the FMS family, but also the DU family. Mr. Harjeet Kohli is an FMS alum from the batch of 1997 and is currently a key member of the Bharti Management Board, focusing on strategic business aspects such as strategy, business development, mergers and acquisitions, and corporate finance across Bharti Airtel and other group businesses. He oversees Airtel Payments Bank, Airtel Money Africa, and various consumer and real estate ventures. With around 26 years of experience, he serves as Joint Managing Director and sits on the boards of several Bharti entities, including Bharti Enterprises Limited and Indus Towers. Prior roles include Group Director of Strategy and Business Development and CFO of Bharti Enterprises. Before joining Bharati in 2008, he spent 12 years in corporate and investment banking at Citibank. Additionally, he is involved in early-stage investing and philanthropy, serving as chapter chairperson for SVP India's Delhi NCR chapter. We welcome you, sir.
I turned 50 last year, and I was trying to think about what to say today on the way to here. I remember an event when I was 30. At 30, an engineer by training, FMS, finance major, marketing minor from your own lovely institute here, working in banking, and also gone through the relationship issues that every young man has, gotten married. Lord was kind, gave some poetry and philosophy as the family was soaked into it. I thought at 30 that I knew every human emotion that exists. I have touched and felt it. And then at 30, the event was I became a father. And I realized from those corners and crevices, thousands of new found emotions were walking in. I was surprised. I was confident with humility, but I was pleasantly surprised. Where are these emotions coming from? And so, I have had the good fortune, Lord has been kind to make convocation and commencement speeches at few institutes. Today, I feel a new emotion. Having come to FMS after 27 years, this is again a day I feel honored, privileged, soaked, overwhelmed, and very happy. I was just about all of you, and by the way, 27 years will pass by in a whiff, so don't worry. I'm telling you, my 27 have gone very fast. So will yours be, because there's so much to do, so much to achieve, so much to rejoice, so much to succeed, so much to learn. You will love it. But today, for me, I must thank Professor Venkat. Thank you for inviting me. Honorable VC Sir, it was delightful to hear you, and I'm so honored to actually share a dais with you, your thought processes. Anjali, I'm so delighted. These are the next trillion-dollar companies which we are building, sir, from India. Esteemed faculty, all our lovely dear students, thank you so much for allowing me some time with you. Another problem that VC sir you created for me is while you were speaking, you said, "Sare points to bol diye." What do I say now? But FMS has taught us to think on the cuff. It'll teach you the same. Management is dealing with agility all the curveballs that come your way. And I tell you, in these 2 years, you will see lots of development, personal development, social development, intellectual development, and functional development. All of these things teach you to connect all the dots. So I'm happy to use the quote-unquote off-the-cuff extempore thinking. And some points do need emphasis, and I will repeat. You'll have to bear me out, sir. 3 areas I want to talk to you about. Again, when I spoke to Professor Venkat, what do you want me to address the kids or the students on? And he gave me ideas, but ultimately he said, "Harjeet, please talk about your journey, talk about what you have learned, and give them the benefit of you looking at your own journey and what you've learned." And mostly we learn from failures. So I'm going to talk about my failures. In those, there are some nuggets, which are how to frame a life ahead. At 20, 23, 24, 25, you've got an entire set of many decades ahead. How to frame the life ahead is area number 1. Area number 2, from my side, over time, I have zeroed down on an equation for life. It gives me guidance tool. I'm happy to talk to you about that. These are not perfect tools. These are nudges which you keep in your mind. I do, and I learn from them. And number 3 is the cheat sheet. A few quick mantras for all of us. Starting with the number one, this is a life event for you. Till now, a graduation well done, entering into post-graduation with or without some work experience, this is a life event. When you look back, and I look back, this particular day when I entered FMS changed the trajectory of all the remaining years of my life. It has already, it will change more, and all to the better. Individually, family-wise, nation-wise, company-wise, wherever we work, and most importantly, personal gratification. It will do the same for you. So what do we need to do? What I can tell you from my side is 3 or 4 points. Number one, we often worry and focus on results, and intentionally or unintentionally sacrifice the productivity and contribution. Don't go by 3 months, 6 months benchmarking of results. If you keep digging the seed every day morning to see ki paudha aaya ki nahi aaya, paudha is not going to come. Put focus behind your productivity and contribution. It is very important. If you think you've gotten a job you don't love, don't be worried. Every other person is thinking the same. We don't do things we love. We love things we do. If you follow that approach, there will be no dissonance of work-life balance. Often, by the way, I'm a great proponent of work-life balance. Personally, very great proponent. But I worry there is a fundamental deficit here. Work-life balance must be balanced if there are 2 extreme things. And I'm not saying make work your life, and I'm not saying life is your work. I'm saying if you intertwine these things so nicely, so mellifluously, so amorphously, this distinction does not need to come. So you have to love what you do. Focus on productivity and contribution. That's my one thing which I will say. It takes time to get the seed to sprout out. It takes time for the plant to grow. Give it that time. And during that time, focus on your contributions. Second, we have to be a mindset of a lifelong learner. If you think these 2 years my job is over, uske baad kamaenge, paisa karenge, and life will be absolutely brilliant, apologies to say it will not be. If you need to have a long-term success, you need to have a lifelong learner's attitude. Last 20 years, I have seen the pace of change. I'm born 1973, which in my view, and I have not done research, last 100 years of cumulative change put together has been executed in the last 20 years. And the next 20 years, you will see even more exponential change. Tech, we talked about, right? Why is the global market caps are led by tech companies? Because everything is now driven through tech. Each execution, each ideation, arts, blockchain, and this will slowly creep up massively in terms of the change that you will see. So whatever you did till date, let's say you're 26, 28, 32, will change the next day morning. In Citibank, from campus, we went to Citibank, and first or second year, there was some training they were imparting to us. Citibank is a very great professional upbringing ground. One trainer, he mentioned to me, this is 1998, he mentioned to me something, it's sticking to me and I want to leave this with you. The context was, just focus on your growth, etc. He said, if you always do what you always did, if you always do what you always did, you will always be where you always were. If you don't change, nothing is changing. So if you always do what you always did, you will always be where you always were. Change means learning. Be a lifelong learner. It's very important. Third thing is, we often sacrifice the journey for the destination. I think don't do that. Journey is very important. Journey will have lots of goods and bads. Do explore, stay agile, stay open. Don't close your doors. Don't be wedded to an opinion, have a view, but be candid to flirt with any contradictory views. And stay agile, stay dynamic. In the process, create memories. If you today look back to your school life or graduation life, you won't necessarily say, look, mere 87 aaye the us wale subject mein, I remember that. Well, too good, maybe you do remember that, but what you remember is memories you've made, of projects you guys have done together, of creeping out of the hostel room doing something else. Make memories. In the process of going to the destination, don't forget the journey. overall, at a time where I am at 50, I reminisce back and I say life is only a bundle of two things, conversations and memories. You put them together, that is life. If you were to sum up your life, you write an autobiography, you will write conversations and memories. Build memories. Stay open. Fourth, to my mind, is being holistic. And I know everybody will do specializations. Don't get me wrong. Don't say every other specialization is mine now. Being holistic means you have to have lesser reliance or not over-relying on one singular strength. It'll hurt you. Never over-rely on a singular strength. Develop what is called as a T profile. T, you know the word T? You can be as deep into one, but you can be as wide as you can. If you're not, you'll get glass sealed someday of your career. Someday of your career. Whether it's 7th year, 14th year, or 20th year, I don't know. So be holistic. Don't be over-reliant on a singular strength. Develop more, read more, catch up more. And by the way, the good news about these new things, new era of tech, is nobody is an expert. Earlier, the experts were, he's done 35 years of research here. Well, nobody has done research in AI, blockchain, ChatGPT. You become one. So you can easily do that. With the pace of change, the benefit is everybody can be an expert if one wants to be. All I'm saying is don't rely on singular strength. The last piece, I will say something which sir, you also mentioned, that success and failures are inevitable. There will be success, there will be failures. If you and by the way, statistically, 50% chance of success and 50% chance of failure on anything that you do. And statistics also always invariably catches up, which means you will see some failures at job, away, so on and so forth. Success gives you happiness and failure gives you learning. But both are experiences. Invite them. Get them to build you up. It's a blockchain of experiences that you will count your personality as. So it's not how and when you fail, it's how you deal with that failure. Hard times will come. Everyone has to go to hard times. Those who deal with hard times better are the better outputs. That's it. And by the way, and you mentioned this, sir, growth, comfort, or happiness, and khushi or safalta. In my view, and I completely agree with your comments earlier, people say success, I want success because it will bring me happiness. Unfortunately, it is the other way around. Happiness will bring you success. Or happiness kaise aayegi? What exactly is the mantra for happiness? Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more, depending on how much time I have. But don't run for success to get happiness. Be happy to get success. Apart from doing other things, happiness will get you success. So success and failures, don't worry. Learn from them. Deal with hard times. Those who have a stronger grit are stronger people, stronger outcomes. The other thing I said we'll talk about is the central equation that I use for myself. Every 5-7 years, you need to go take a break and go out somewhere. Think about what's happening with you. How do you rate yourselves? Where have you been individually, family-wise, performance, career, job, rearing a kid, etc., etc. And I do it often, maybe more often every year these days. The process has become simpler for me because of this equation. And this is something which is not made by me. I am a very able imitator. So I can quickly pick up whatever is happening. If there is no copyright issues, I simply go grab it over. So all we need to do every time, and this is something we do, this is where I am, and this is where I should be. Very simple. And that should be versus where I am is what is called as a performance gap. Somebody doesn't see your performance to be where it should be, and thereby you are slightly below, as an example. Performance gap is in your functional control. There will be some gaps sometimes, you have to work it and you get it done. But the difference between where you should be to where you could be is the opportunity gap. It's a loss you have self-inflicted on yourselves. So where I am, where I should be is my performance gap. But versus where I should be to where I could be is an opportunity gap. You have to fill that. So give yourselves time every 1, 2, 3, 4 years. See that could be. It could mean people could leave regular salaried professions and start a startup. It could mean that they change the industry. It could mean that they say, no, this is all done. I'm going to go write a book. I'm not saying do it because it should be done. It will be an answer of what could be versus what should be. Should be to where you are is simply a performance gap. You can easily do it in every year. Now, how do you do that? To do that, you need to be successful. To get the success, you need to be happy. We just talked about happiness leads to success. I think happiness comes, this is again part of my own thinking, happiness comes when you have trust. I have a happy friendship only when my friend trusts me. I have a happy marriage or a partnership only because the trust between the partner is very high. So what is this trust then? How do we get trust? I copied this formula from a Harvard case study or a research. I apologize, I don't know the names right now. It's been 6-7 years. They said trust is basically a combination of your character and competence put together. If you have a character and you've got competence, you can't have only one. A great character, very formidable, but competence is low. You can't have great competent guys, but character-wise, amorphous. You see a lot of people having one versus the other. Once you have both character and competence, the trust automatically comes in. And that trust takes you to that trust is a seed which gives happiness, and the happiness is the seed which gives you success, as I said earlier. What is character? Character is all those things which we knew till date, which is values, mom pop ne kaise bada kiya. All of that is certainly there. Those hard-coded things are there. But character is a daily unfolding of yourself. Daily, it's a process. It's a dynamic process. It's not just an hard code is what has been done. You cannot move from there. You will feel ill at ease if the hard code is changed. But character is daily setting. It's also a blockchain. Each day you're adding a layer to your thinking, personality, and so on and so forth. Find the right way to develop what you have to develop as a character. And competence, I don't want to say again, we've talked about it all. The T profile is what I like. Go as wide as you can. If you can't say that I'm sitting in India, I don't need to know about China. Or you can't say India and China, I need to know, but I will not think about Indonesia or what's happening in US elections. No. You may not be the expert, but no. Dig deeper. In 6 years, you will know almost every other relevant thing that is happening anywhere in the world. Geopolitically, economically, elections, politics, undercurrents, all of that. And once that is there, the picture becomes clear. The dots automatically join up. You can, for the job that you are doing, borrow from thinking which you have read elsewhere. You don't need to create an effort for that. It automatically happens. So develop a T profile. Character plus competence will bring you trust. Trust will give you the ability to have success and happiness. For that opportunity gap to be bridged. Do it. Last part, the cheat sheets. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A is ambiguity. Over the last 27 years, after first 3-4 years, we started hiring people, first in banking, then across our businesses in Bharti, I've done that. I have had people trip on one question. When they said, this is very ambiguous, I need a structured environment. I said, let him or her go. There is nothing called structured. Is your family housework structured? Do you know exactly what time your maid will come, what time exactly your cook will do, what they will do? Is the inventory full in your pantry? There is nothing called structure. People who can deal with ambiguity will be successful. Because ambiguity is guaranteed, success is not. So structure is a good approach to solve ambiguity. But don't expect structured things for you to start functioning. Any person who can handle ambiguity better is a future leader. Second, B, base level performance. There's this bell curve. And every organization, including your house, your society flats, your associations, and established organizations will have people which is the mid-body. And somehow, at promotions, people they hate the mid-body because they're fully performing, but they're still not exceptional. They're not outliers. But the fact is, 60-70% of the body of the organization is, if I may use, base level performance. And that's fine. That's what they were told to do. They are doing it. Getting work done from the base level performance is another challenge. Learn it faster, you will be happier. C is chaos, very linked to ambiguity. If you can create order in chaos, you are the first one to be reached as an individual to bank on. So ambiguity and chaos. Like we saw the World Cup final the day before. No fielder in India would have said कि मेरा zone नहीं था, तेरा zone था, तूने आगे catch नहीं लिया. Ambiguity. If it is ambiguous, which means great, I can do it because there's nobody who said I can't do it. Chaos and ambiguity management is a trait. People who can do that are successful. So A, B, and C done. D, diversity. And obviously I like the traditional way the diversity is, and I see quite a diverse batch here too, including the faculty, thank you. But I'm meaning to suggest diversity of ideas, perspectives. If you can go walk up to someone you know who has an anti-against, contradictory view about what you have, go seek a conversation. You will come enriched. You don't need to change your view. You're not mandated to change your view, but you will be enriched. Because each perspective is just one thing. It's one perspective for a thing, and the thing stays agnostic of the perspective. Anyways, so D is diversity. Entertain more diversity of ideas, talent, people, inflow of thoughts, etc. E. E is ethics and empathy. Ethics we know, and I think if your moral compass is not right, it's only a matter of months or years that you will fall down. So get your moral compass right. If you think small cheating here and there, all of that is trivial, fine, maybe it is. But it sets a residue in you to find a non-moral shortcut, as an example. And we've seen, in my case in banking, we saw 17 frauds. 2 of them were also using my signatures. I still carry the court cases on them, where I have to appear, unfortunately. So the point is the ethics piece is non-negotiable. This is the only don't I'm putting for you today. Don't lose your moral compass. And empathy. Empathy could be cognitive about somebody else's perspectives, or empathy could be emotional. Just understand somebody else's emotions. They could be right or wrong. They could be founded on wrong foundation, but understand. It's called EQ, but it's too trite, right? Just have empathy. Just be human. F. F is what I call as focus and faith. And you will read, who is the strategy professor here? Sir, how could I forget? You will read soon that culture eats strategy for lunch. And if you've not read it, you'll get to that classes. I'm telling you, faith and focus eat competence for lunch. You don't necessarily need to be the 99th percentile. Even if you're 72nd percentile, but you've got a stronger belief, stronger faith, and a stronger focus, you will be a faster winner. So this is very important. G is important for me, and Professor Venkat, you mentioned, and Vishnu sir, you did too, giving and gratitude. This is the only piece I'm guilty. Guilty is also from G. Because I've always got NTSC scholarships, sir. My father was in central government. And he will tell us we were good, both brothers, at maths and science. And I think we used to pay about 5-10% of the fee. That too of already an aided institution. And I didn't realize till it was late that I should have started early on the giving journey. I'm very glad, Shilpa, and I spent a lot of time over the last 10 years in areas where we are trying to do something called venture philanthropy. You need not do the same. I'm just saying the guilt I have is I started late. Start early. Have the gratitude and giving process started early. And H is humility. You can be whatever you are. If the humility is getting either unattended or sitting at the back, some days something will happen which will hit you hard. When you fly kites, in India we fly kites, right? Kite can soar as high or as much away in the sky as you can. The moment आप नीचे से वो सर्दी निकाल देंगे, the moment you leave the reel from the ground, the sky has nowhere to go but to just fall down rampantly. That tetheredness to the ground, that kite's flight is dependent on the grounds being tethered well. Stay grounded. That humility is very important. It's something which has served me well. Whenever, and I do so every 6-9 months, something or the other will happen, I have to cool down. It's important to get to see where you've come from, how it has all happened, the entire ecosystem that has played a role to make you where you are. Today, your employees are doing it, your peers are doing it, your competitors are doing it for you sometimes. They pose a challenge, you create an innovation, you go, send it back to them. So the ecosystem helps. The humility is the last one. That's where I will be. When I was growing, I can tell you one more thing. It may look a little awkward. I know you guys are just joined and you're getting some heavy doses. I apologize for that. But, I'm not a great sports person myself, but I follow sports for reasons of strategy and understanding and extempore handling of things. And in my days, 70s and 80s, there was this ice hockey coach in Canada and US. He was the NHL coach for 10, 13 years. He said one beautiful thing, and I want to leave that with you as I finish. He said that success is not a result of a spontaneous combustion. Success is not a result of a spontaneous combustion. First, you must set yourselves on fire. And this fire is all those things that we have discussed. Way to frame your life, your cheat sheets, and the central equation. My very best to all the students, and I'm so thankful again to the entire faculty, Professor Venkat, VC sir, that I got a chance. I'm privileged and honored. I hope to retain the relationship, and I think next year onwards, Professor sir, we should have Airtel Payments Bank cards given to them on the day they should arrive. SIM cards plus APB. Anyways, just kidding. All the very best. Thank you so much. See you soon.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Anjali Kumar. Ms. Anjali Ravi Kumar is the Chief Sustainability Officer at Zomato Limited. She's leading the company on a path to become people positive and planet positive. Her focus is on building programs and partnerships to ensure zero waste, reduce emissions, promote diversity, reduce hunger, promote health and well-being, and generate inclusive growth. An FMS graduate from the batch of 2003, she has spent 18 years working on impact in the non-profit, consulting, and industry spaces, with organizations such as Nandi Foundation, KPMG, Dalberg, and Hindustan Unilever prior to Zomato. She also holds an MPA from Harvard Kennedy School. She remains grateful for FMS for creating all the connections she has in India that is so powerful in creating impact at scale. Ma'am, we are grateful to have you here today, and I invite you to address the batch.
These are incredibly difficult acts to follow, but I'm going to try my best. Thank you, Professor Venkatraman, for inviting me to this prestigious event. Thank you, Professor Yogesh Singh and Mr. Harjeet, for your words of inspiration. At Zomato, and yes, I say Zomato, we say that discomfort is growth. It's not just because they give us too few seats and the office is always expanding, but what we really mean is that the sense of discomfort is actually equal to growth. It's a real honor for me, in particular, to have this opportunity because through my 2 years at FMS, I was in deep discomfort around the choice I had made even to be here. When I started, I had zero interest in the corporate sector. I was part of the LSR Students' Union, I was part of various social activities, and I was convinced my purpose lay in social service. And I only did the MBA to escape a master's in economics, and of course, what happens if girls stick around home too long, they get married off. So I was convinced that I had to do something that involved higher education, and it wasn't going to be a master's in economics. So I was lucky and fortunate to land up here. But despite my deep discomfort, attending FMS has been one of the best decisions of my life. The 4 things I learned here that hold me in good stead in my role as Chief Sustainability Officer, and a role I did not know existed when I graduated, a role that really just came into being barely 5 to 10 years ago. The first lesson, I think, was the value of studying subjects that I thought were not at all important to my long-term career. At FMS, I learned about derivatives, accounting, MIS systems, and just being pushed to learn what I simply did not believe I needed to know was the best training that I could have given myself for what I do today. So in my time at Zomato, I've had to use this muscle, and the previous speakers have spoken a lot about learning, I call it the muscle of learning on demand, about different topics every single day. I have, in my role, oversight of regulatory non-financial reporting requirements, as well as voluntary programs in a diverse array of subjects. I've had to learn about carbon, electric vehicles, waste management, water management, diversity, equity and inclusion, road safety, sustainable sourcing. Each of these is in reality a specialized field in themselves. I have personally set our net zero emissions goal. I have written our health and safety policy. I have designed a plastic neutral deliveries initiative. I also run Project Zeal, one of the projects I'm most personally proud of, to onboard persons with disability into our fleet. And I'm currently in the process of rewriting our procurement policies to support low carbon sourcing. So that's a lot of learning. By the time this class graduates, you guys will be competing for roles, perhaps in supply chain, where your job will be to develop weather-resilient, climate-resilient sourcing or distribution strategies. Perhaps your role will be in HR, on a business continuity plan to keep people safe in times of disaster. Perhaps your role will be in financial services, where a large part of your job will be to figure out how to lower exposure to assets that face physical risks, transition risks that are posed due to a warming planet. And for the few of you who may still believe that the economy will prevail while the environment fails, there's a very famous and very funny quote that says, "Try holding your breath while counting your money." A second important lesson that FMS taught me was how to engage with people who don't share my exposure or worldview and accept the confusion and, to take a leaf from what Harjeet said, chaos that comes with that diversity. FMS has a very diverse student profile, and when I was here, even though we were only a batch of 90 students, FMS ensured that I met architects, doctors, engineers, bankers, entrepreneurs, coders from all over India. Each brought their own understanding of the world to the classroom. And yes, as you will soon realize, group projects are a nightmare. When I joined Zomato really, there was genuine confusion brought on by the diversity that I represented, right? There was genuine confusion. Is sustainability a branch of HR? Is it a branch of finance? Is it a branch of marketing? The fact that it was multidisciplinary did not ease anyone's concerns. My reporting manager changed 3 times, changed actually every 3 months. 2 years on, thanks to patiently and deeply engaging with diverse functions, I've been able to demonstrate the benefits of sustainability and achieve a level of business integration that I'm truly proud of. We've just launched, for instance, you might have seen Dipinder's post around this, we've launched the Weather Union. It's a private network of 750 weather stations in 60 cities to predict and manage the impact of weather on deliveries. The best part is that we've also made this a Zomato give back, which means anyone who seeks to use weather information, highly localized weather information for public good, can do so free of cost. We've also set a target around having more women in warehouses because we've shown that women can actually bring down complaints, reduce absenteeism, and promote better work culture, right? So we've taken a target around this of having 20% women in our Blinkit and Hype Up Your warehouses. In terms of investor critical metrics, we have the lowest ESG risk among food delivery companies globally. And that's one of the big outcomes of this 2-year journey of engaging with diverse functions. So, As painful as it is to hear different points of view in the room, I highly encourage you to sit with those discussions and really listen to your classmates, because they are saying important stuff and you're going to value those interactions that you have today in your jobs a few years down the line. Did you know that when we first declared a profit in August 2023, I know it was a much celebrated day for investors, they were like relieved. But we also simultaneously on that very day, in that very same announcement, announced that we would reduce our emissions to achieve net zero by 2033. And this is one of the most aggressive targets taken by a company that is today in India's top 50 by market cap. So yes, the practice of having frustrating and difficult conversations with diverse team members will really matter in the end. A third important gift I received from my time at FMS was directly from your dean. Professor Venkat is a testament to how to continue to have large-scale social impact even while serving in an institute that trains students for the private sector. His unwavering dedication to research on equitable access to health services for the poor taught me it doesn't actually matter where you work. You can still have impact if you have intent. At Zomato, despite the fact that we have not been profitable for so many years, we have taken on sustainability challenges well outside of our legal boundary as a tech platform. Many of you hate the fact, I'm sure, that restaurants use plastic boxes to package orders. You should know that we have voluntarily recycled more than 1.5x of the estimated plastic that all restaurants on our platform use to package orders. Without a single penny available of CSR funds, we have created one of India's largest private non-religious feeding initiatives called Feeding India. Many of you would have contributed to Feeding India via the app. And this initiative has already provided 16 crore meals all over India. We're currently forging multiple partnerships. The wonderful part about Zomato is that it has an active delivery partner base of 500,000 people undertaking deliveries. And these are often drawn from informal, urban, poor groups, right? And the skill requirements are very low. In order to maintain that active base, 1 million people will onboard on Zomato. And that's just Zomato. Imagine the combination of Zomato and Swiggy and Dunzo and Zepto, right? So these are really companies that are generating, they're almost a form of social security for India's urban informal poor. And we are forging partnerships today to help that base access electric vehicles and are actively in talks with the Ministry of Roads to improve road safety through data sharing. These projects, you should know, are being led by people barely a few years out of their master's program, and most of them do not even have a master's. This demonstrates you don't need designation to change the world. You don't need work experience. You don't need to work for an established brand. None of that is required. What you need is intent, and you can start wherever you are, whatever job, whatever function. A final important lesson from FMS is the power of friendships and connections. Harjeet talked about it very eloquently. There were two jobs that I really loved prior to working in Zomato, and both came to me via friends that I made in FMS. My first job, one of the first jobs that I truly loved, I moved to the non-profit sector after working at Whirlpool, where I had this aha moment and where I was selling washing machines in parts of Chennai that had no water. And I said, I have to be trying to solve a different kind of problem. So I joined Nandi Foundation, which came to me via a friend in FMS. I raised about $3 million for projects in water, and incidentally also projects in organic coffee. You may have read that Prime Minister Modi just had a cup of Araku coffee. And I'm so proud because today Araku Coffee is an award-winning international coffee brand. The second was my role at Unilever, which again came to me via friends and connections that I had made in FMS. And over 7 years, I built an upskilling platform for girls that was taken to 5 South Asian and Southeast Asian countries. I've also created a gender equality curriculum for children in Eastern UP with Clinic Plus, again, a very large FMCG brand. And my work has contributed to the rebranding of one of India's largest personal care brands with an 80% household penetration. We have moved, the brand, Fair and Lovely, has moved away from a one-dimensional vision of beauty to one that is far more inclusive. I couldn't have had these incredible high-impact experiences without my FMS friends. And as a parting thought, while you'll meet dozens of interesting people at FMS, it's really important to use your time while you're here to first form your intent. What is it that you really want to do in life? What is it that you feel will keep the fire burning for a long time? So form your intent by speaking to as many people as possible, inside and outside of FMS, and then state your intent. You can state your intent through asking questions to let others know what you are seeking. I have a very funny story to share about being that one girl in all the corporate presentations, right? And you'll have that during placements, you'll have corporates coming in to talk to you. I would be that one extremely annoying girl who would put up her hand and ask every corporate consistently, what is your corporate social responsibility policy? And this was in 2003. It made my classmates cringe. And there were some company executives, I'm sad to say, who even laughed. In 2013, exactly 10 years after I graduated, after I asked those questions, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs passed an act in Parliament making corporate social responsibility mandatory for companies. Nobody laughs at that question today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kumar, for those inspiring words. I'm sure they've left a lasting impact on all the students here. Now, I'd like to invite Professor Debajyoti Das to relay the vote of thanks.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Professor Venkatraman, Dean FMS, respected Mr. Harjit Kohli, and Ms. Anjali Ravi Kumar, my esteemed colleagues, the incoming students. First of all, I would like to express my deep sense of thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor for giving an exemplary talk. So, sir, your words of wisdom will inspire us and inspire the students and the colleagues. I would also like to thank Mr. Harjit Kohli for his words of wisdom, his diverse experience, and many bullet points encompassing different aspects of life. And then I also thank Ms. Anjali for sharing his diverse experience, enriching experience with us and also with the students. I like to thank the students for giving a patient hearing, and also my faculty colleagues for patiently hearing this talk. Without the support of the university, this particular program would not have been possible. I express my deep sense of thanks to the university and the entire support system for providing such an excellent support for making this a grand success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Dean Sir to present a small token of appreciation to our chief guest and the guests of honor. Thank you all for attending this event today. I would like to once again thank our chief guest, Vice Chancellor of Delhi University, Professor Yogesh Singh, our guests of honor, Mr. Harjeet Kohli, as well as our guest of honor, Ms. Anjali Kumar, for sharing with us words which will have a lasting impact on the future business leaders of India. I would now like to invite all the guests, Dean Sir, and the faculty to break for high tea. Students are please requested to remain seated. Good afternoon, esteemed faculty and students. We will now be starting with the faculty introduction for the new batch at FMS Delhi. I would like to invite Professor Sunita Sengupta ma'am to address the batch.
So, good afternoon. I'm Sunita Singh Sengupta. I shared the course on organizational behavior with Professor Kavita Singh. And looking forward to see you all in our class and active participation. Rest you will come to know when we interact in the class. So congratulations, each and all of you. Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Professor Vivek Suneja sir to say a few words to the batch.
Dean Professor Venkatraman, all my distinguished faculty and dear students. You've heard some great speeches today. Yes? Really some inspiring. Time to reflect on this. Don't just let them go by. I think there's a lifetime of wisdom. Yes? So I teach strategy, and there's something called a learning curve, an experience curve. If you want to learn to cycle, you can't do it theoretically. You have to get onto the bike, fall a few times. There's nobody on earth who can ride a bike the first time. If you want to learn to swim, you'll have to swallow some water. So these are learning curves. Yes? Life is a learning curve. It's not just theory. And every time you fall, every time you have a gulp of water, we shouldn't call it a mini failure. We should call it a mini success. Because unless, say, you fall 4 times off a bicycle, you won't learn. I mean, that's more or less guaranteed. So the first time you fall, wow, mini success 1. You're closer to getting there. Yes? Doesn't mean you have to deliberately fall, but life will make you fall anyway. So learn from it. Don't get too bruised about it. And here's a learning journey starting. Yes, one last thing I'd like to say. You know, it's not just the breadth of what we see in life, it's the depth. India, you know, there's a Gandhi. Look around. Look at the Gandhi here. Have you noticed the Gandhi behind you? Yes? So, I mean, look at the smile on that gentleman. He's got a smile of a baby. He didn't have multi-crore packages. He was a lawyer, gave it up. He didn't have multi-crore packages. And yet he's happier than probably most of us. Because he was committed to something. He was one with humanity. Yes, it's not an isolated, selfish. If you're isolated and selfish, we're constantly thinking about ourselves. And there's so many worries. But if you're the world, then you can be more relaxed. Yes, more committed, more relaxed. That's why the smile. So India was very clear, whether it was the Buddha or the Upanishads. Yes, you go around the world and ask about India. They'll talk about the Taj Mahal and so on, but most importantly, they'll talk about the spirituality of India. We're not just flesh and matter. We're not just sensory input machines. We're not AI. We're I. We are living beings. We're sensitive. We have a heart. So the heart must have its rightful place. The mind is to do calculation. But if your goals are determined by your mind, we're in for deep trouble. The goals must come from the heart. The mind is just a way to get there. Yes? So बोलते हैं कौन कहता है मोहब्बत की जुबां होती है ये हकीकत तो नजरों से बयां होती है. Yes? Mohabbat is not just romantic Bollywood. Mohabbat is in this room here. Mohabbat is the trees and the dogs on the street and the people around us. We live in a state of love and affection, not hyper competition. Yes? We need this together. We live brief lives. How long will we live? If all you do is eat and drink and excrete, what kind of a life? Pathetic life. Yes? So, be affectionate, be broad-minded as the Buddha, then use your brain, get some degrees, but above all, be happy. So God bless you all, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Sunil Sharma, sir, to address the batch. I would now like to invite Professor Kavita Singh, ma'am, to address the batch.
I'm Kavita Singh, and I'm sure most of you have we met earlier a number of times. I share this course with Professor Sen Gupta and Vibhuti, who will be handling 2 sections. Let's meet up in the class and go further.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Tanuja Agarwal, ma'am, to address the batch.
A very warm welcome to all of you. As you enter this new world, I'm sure there's a lot to explore for you. And as you see this new world, I look forward to explore it along with you. So while you learn, we learn with you. I'll be teaching human resource management along with Professor Venkat and Dr. Shweta. And we look forward to this interaction. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Harshvardhan Verma, sir, to address the batch.
So, good afternoon. So, probably you saw me with Professor Suneja, isn't it? And so we generally have tango, you know. तो उन्होंने फरमाया मोहब्बत की कौन कहता है जो, तो मैं कहता हूँ मोहब्बत होती थी हुआ करती थी, मोहब्बत होती थी हुआ करती थी, अब कहाँ होती है? तो ना ज़बान है ना मोहब्बत है. There are two characters which spring up in my mind. One is Sisyphus and another is Atlas. Sisyphus pushes the boulder and his entire life is gone. Atlas has the earth on his back. In the modern times, the times we live, do we also have boulders and earth on back of us? Answer is yes. And these boulders and the entire mass of earth is pushed on our backs in the form of words. So we normally say words carry meaning. Words also carry weight. The language which you learn, which we keep learning, right? They become boulders, right? And the earth on our back. 2 words, 3 words. Growth, progress, development. Growth, progress, development. Close your eyes and try to figure out what is the meaning of this. These words carry meanings which are passed on to you, and these will become your boulders. So therefore, reflect. Don't get trapped into this cycle of growth. What growth actually means, you need to pay attention. Otherwise, as the previous speakers were talking about, the job will consume you. The life will consume you because life becomes a burden. Sisyphus. One. Second, in the novel, Elif Shafak, the apprentice, the architect's apprentice. Now there is this architect, they're talking about 14th or 15th century construction happening in Turkey, where they have majestic structures, right? So this architect is working for Suleiman, and there are trials and tribulations. And if you go wrong, Suleiman will have you hacked. So this apprentice is reflecting as to, in this kind of stressful environment which you will also face, what makes this architect successful? What makes it? So he says he has got talent, you all have talent. He has got wealth, you will all have wealth. He says he's got power, you will all have power. He says, but these things don't explain the success of this architect. What explains the success of this architect? He says he's like water. So whenever he encounters some obstruction, he flows from the top, he flows from beneath, he flows from the side or this side. So, only things, be like water. And being like water may mean that, well, at a philosophical level, give up your identity. Give it up that, right? And then you'll find once you start flowing, flow is the life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Pankaj Sinha, sir, to address the batch.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, our Dean Sir, Professor Sureja, Professor Vardhan, Harshvardhan Sir, and our colleagues, and so this is a great occasion where I would like to welcome you with your new identity. Now you have become FMSite. When you were taking decision to join FMS, obviously you must have compared. Many of you must have got selection at IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, but you have chosen FMS. Obviously, you must have identified those characteristics. The basic first characteristics which you must have encountered, that we are having semester system, not the trimester system. And why we are having semester system, and what is the advantage not having trimester system. You see, we have designed your course in such a way that you have to study 40 hours in each paper, and there are 32 courses you have to study. Means 1440 hours of management education, where first year is devoted to your basic grounding on the management education, and the Second year gives you a lot of liberty to specialize. And just to inform you, this 1440 hours is much higher than your Harvard education, Stanford education, and MIT education. The courses we design, every year we include contemporary courses. We update our syllabus in such a way that you get the best education and you be the best in the market. And that's why the placement, the offer you get from the companies is the best, is the match with the all big IIMs. Yes, we are not number one, but we are not below also, and offering you a lot of courses in a way that you are always relevant in the market. I teach in the area of finance and accounting. This is the whole about the area, but my specialization is the quantitative finance, financial engineering, where you will be loaded with not wisdom here, but lot of loads of data, lot of loads of mathematical equations, lot of loads of not very interesting classes, but later on you are going to build up your career on the basis of those. So thank you very much for joining FMS and coming to your class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Debadhyuti Das, sir, to address the batch.
Good afternoon. You already had some brilliant talks in the morning, and I hope it must have given you a holistic perspective about FMS and the management education. And in this session as well, you have listened to some philosophical thoughts by our esteemed colleagues, Professor Suneja and Professor Harsh Varma. I will be very crisp and precise. I'm a man of operations and supply chain management. I teach production and operations management, supply chain management, and sustainable operations management. And we shall interact more in the classroom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Professor Monica Singhania, ma'am, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Monica Singhania, and I teach in the area of finance and accounting. Today morning, we have had an interface with market capitalization. So my introductory course in semester 1 will talk about how we build those companies which last, and how do we value such businesses, and how we create value. All the best, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Professor Amit Bardhan, sir, to address the batch. I now invite Professor Garima Gupta, ma'am, to address the batch.
Respected Dean, sir, my esteemed faculty colleagues, dear student, very good afternoon to one and all. I'm Garima and I take courses in the area of marketing. I'm also the coordinator for full-time programs, so you can reach us through mail, through direct contact. There is a team there to address your concerns and your queries regarding the full-time program. Just one thing, we have been talking about so many things since morning. Chaos and competition, inclusivity is a small story that I would like to share with you all. It's entirely up to you how you move forward and play your game. We all have been raised where we have played games like musical chairs. So there are, say, 10 players and 9 chairs. The music goes on and everybody moves and runs to grab a chair and sit on it. And finally, the one who manages to sit on a chair till the very end is declared the winner. In Japan, right from the kinder school, they play the same musical chairs, but with a different rule. 10 players, 9 chairs, but the rules say that you have to grab a chair together, and if a single person is left out, the team as a whole would get to lose. In version 1, they teach you how to push, how to compete, how to exclude. In version 2, it is all about how you hold on to each other, win together, and appreciate that by holding hands, by adjusting, by accommodating, you win. I leave it to you to play your game wisely. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Professor Anjali Kalsi, ma'am, to address the batch.
Very good afternoon to my dear colleagues and dear students, the batch of 24-26. First of all, accept my congratulations for getting into Faculty of Management Studies. Just 2 points I want to share with you right now. Point number 1 is in FMS, you will realize that whether it is the faculty or the students or the alumni, they are getting an edge, and one thing is common in that edge is it gives you the idea of fly high. It also gives you the understanding that there is no one likes you. And the second point, and both of these 2 points you have to take with humbleness. The second point is at FMS you will realize that it gives you an excellent platform to interact with your peer groups. So whether it is your batchmate or 1 year senior, so on and so forth. And you will realize that this friendship, the interaction with your peer group, you will find that it is converting into long life friendship, and ultimately it creates a sound network, an efficient network. I am Anjali Kalsi in the area of finance and accounting. And I don't think that I'm only teaching, I am interacting with you in the area of finance and accounting. All the best. Enjoy your stay and evolve. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Professor Narayan to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Narayan. I generally take sub-courses in the area of finance. I will be interacting some of you in the second year because mostly the optional paper is what comes to me in with the full-time courses. Otherwise, mostly I take executive courses in the core papers. I take courses which are financial risk management, fixed income securities, and if you happens to be interested in the area of finance, so I will be interacting with you in the classes. I heartiest welcome to each one of you, and for making it at FMS, have a pleasant stay at FMS. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Professor Mahima Thakur ma'am to address the batch.
A very good afternoon, everybody. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Salam Alaikum. I won't take much time of yours, but it's always a pleasure meeting the new batch, so I'll take my due, right? And that would be precisely 3 minutes, so just tell me when the 3 minutes are over. And in those 3 minutes, I'll tell you 3 things, because I teach a course in communication which says that the most powerful thing that you can do in communication is break any message into 3 parts, right? That's what Steve Jobs also said. So the first thing what I want to point out is the power of enhancing and using negativity. So we start with a different note today, right? And as Professor, Yogesh Singh pointed out, that it is that force which will take it forward. When you are here, then what will happen is you might come across situations which you might see as negative, but it is the crucible in which you would actually become gold, right? And soon you will see that those relationships will become your best friends. So there's a very famous philosopher which you will read in our classes. He's called Greiner. And what Greiner said was during the times when it was a monopolistic economy, monopolistic markets, he said in 1960s that the last stage of any tree of organizational phase, organizational growth is collaboration with your competitors. And soon you found all the competing companies actually getting together. So that today, if you find any negativity, you'll see soon they'll become your partners. So don't, get bogged down by that, because kabhi aap aage kabhi aap piche hai, right? It's like that. And yahan pe main negativity se kahungi, jab aap aage hain, suppose you win over somebody and you win in a match, that is point number 2. Have the humility and as Mr. Kohli had pointed out, cognitive and affective empathy to feel for the other person. And here and I'll mention somebody who is your hero, and that is called Virat Kohli. So Virat Kohli pointed out, and during 2019 when they lost the match, India lost the match, and Maxwell comes, and then, Virat has tears in his eyes, and you know what he saw? Anybody? He saw Maxwell had tears in his eyes. And Maxwell said that I couldn't hold myself because I knew that was a sports person who had given his best, but I can see how he's feeling. So to have that empathy, to feel for the person whom you just beaten, that actually takes you to the God level, right? So soon here you will be facing competitions, and the worst thing which a B school teaches is cutthroat competition. Just rise above that, because when the recruiters come here, why they take FMS students and they leave out the other IM students is because FMS students are a team-based, culture. They are team-based, psyche, and they hold each other, as Professor Garima pointed out. And the last message from me, that is the third message, I was in Stanford last week, and while interacting with one of the professors, he said, you know what, Mahima, the most important thing which takes us forward is how to deal with conflicts, right? And if you look at Hegel, anybody who's a political science student over here? Oh, you know who Hegel is, right? Now, Hegel was Karl Marx's God. So Karl Marx, who gave us dialectic materialism, he was Karl Marx's God, and he wrote this whole thesis on dialectics, right? And I was a student of political science and psychology, and so, he was my favorite philosopher. And what Hegel said was, the black and the white is pitted together so that the truth can emerge. It's a thesis and the antithesis are pitted together so that synthesis can occur. तो कभी किसी से बहस हो, कुछ लड़ाई हो, कुछ भी बहस हो, याद रखिएगा कि दुश्मनी ऐसी निभाएं कि दोस्ती हो जाए तो शर्मिंदा ना होना पड़े. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Shoma Day, ma'am, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, Dean, my dear colleagues, and the students. I think we have had interactions before, so you might have seen me. I teach economics and strategy, and in semester 1, I'll be teaching you what we call managerial economics, which is basically microeconomics. So I'll see you in class, I think, on Thursday. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Nidhi Nijavan, ma'am, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. It feels as if yesterday we were welcoming the previous batch. They were sitting at your place, and today I can see a lot of, bright minds. So I welcome you all with all good wishes, and welcome to FMS family. When I say family, I mean it. Because when there are good times, when there are achievements, we shout out loud, we tell the world. But when there are problems, when there are difficult times, we resolve them within the four walls of FMS and maintain the dignity of the institute. So, in another blink of eye, you will be graduated from FMS, right? So time is very less and there is much to learn. So enjoy every moment, make the most out of it. I am Nidhi Nijavan and I take up courses like statistics and operation research in some of the sections. So I shall see you. I look forward to seeing all you in my class with happy faces and positive thoughts. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Prabjot Kaur, ma'am, to address the batch.
A very good afternoon to all of you, and accept my heartiest congratulations for making it to FMS. I am Dr. Prabjot Kaur and I will be taking papers on economics. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Vibhuti Gupta, ma'am, to address the batch.
A very good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon. I think that's better. So I'm seeing a lot of new faces. Firstly, my heartiest congratulations to all of you for making it here. Feel proud of yourselves. It's a moment, to sit and feel good about yourself, right? So I want to see all the happy faces here. And so I'm Vibhuti. Dr. Vibhuti, and I shall be sharing the paper of organizational behavior with Professor Sunita ma'am and Professor Kavita ma'am, and I'll be taking up 2 sections. So I'm looking forward to meeting all of you. So the paper is organizational behavior. So I think we'll start off by understanding ourselves first. It's like first understanding our own behavior, because I think a lot has already been said about, so much of cutthroat competition and so much of technology, rat race running around. I think it's important to, sit and get a thought over what we are doing, why we are doing, and where do you want to really go ahead. So I think through the classes, through the interaction, I think it'll be good to connect with ourselves and connect with each other and learn some skills, to deal with the world of work around us, because it's like we're all social beings, and in this age of social media, where digital interaction is more than face-to-face and personal interaction, I think we'll have to get back and really learn to see how we truly are connect to everyone in a meaningful way. So all the very best, and today is your day to feel proud of yourself and enjoy. So like I said, I would like to say, like, Swami Vivekananda ji once, he said that laugh and the world will laugh with you, and cry, you'll cry alone. So you really need to, feel good about yourself and make other people around you feel good about themselves, right? So it's our job of humans to not just uplift ourselves, not just to think about our own selves, but also to uplift the people around us, okay? So if you will laugh, if you'll be happy, the people around you would also be feeling uplifted. So that's all I can say, and I will see you in the classes. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Santosh Kumar sir to address the batch.
A very good afternoon to everyone. I am Dr. Santosh Kumar in the area of decision science and operations research. So this semester I will teach you operations research and IT management courses. So thank you so much. All the best to all of you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Desi Kumari ma'am to address the batch. I would now like to invite Professor Deepti ma'am to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Dr. Deepti Kohli, and I'll be taking courses in the area of economics in the first year and sustainability in the third semester. So many congratulations to the entire new batch of 2024-26. I'm sure we'll learn more about each other during our classroom interactions. So all the best and cheers.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Shikha Sachdeva ma'am to address the batch.
A very good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all to FMS. I am Dr. Shikha Sachdeva. I shall be meeting you in semester 3 and semester 4. I teach in the area of ethics, governance and laws. And it would be a great interaction with you all. Just two things I was just thinking that I would want to touch upon. The very first thing, as quoted by our Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, that growth and comfort, they are inversely proportional to each other. Absolutely right. How? How come nowadays, what has actually changed comfort for the students? It's AI, artificial intelligence. In the classes, you're going to get a lot many assignments, and with the click of the mouse, you will be able to do them through AI. But always remember that this AI is an addiction, which I was just wondering, I was reading an article, so it is an addiction which is going to cause a lot of problems with you in future. Loss of creativity, loss of rather mental health also. That article said that. Mental health in a way that you're going to lose your self-confidence if you rely too much on that artificial intelligence for all your tasks. Always remember that artificial intelligence has been created by humans. Right? It is for our ease of doing tasks, but it is something which lacks a lot of things, which if you get addicted to, you're going to lose that. So your critical thinking, your creativity, your novelty, innovations, all these things are to be taken care of. So make your choices wisely in these 2 years. Don't depend upon all these things for your tasks. Apply your mind, brainstorm, interact with your teachers, with your friends, peers, So this is going to be very helpful. So I'm happy learning to you all. It's a two-way process, teaching, learning. So we'll meet you. I'll meet you in the various things. So as of now, semester 3 and semester 4. So happy learning, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Kumari Anshu, ma'am, to address the batch.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Anshu Mehta, and I'll not be meeting you in for any of your courses in your first year, but for sure we'll be meeting in your second year, in your third and your fourth semester. I'll be taking up digital marketing, I'll be taking up your competitive marketing, and I'll be taking your retail management courses. So welcome all of you and have a great year ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Kavita Sharma, ma'am, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. My pleasure to welcome you all. Greetings. I deal into subjects of finance and accounts, so we learn together those subjects. And I remember what Dr. Shikha has been mentioning. I completely agree that AI has been taking over. So all I would say is, when you are giving the assignments, let your mind work and give less credit to the AI so that we could learn something and grill our mind, right? So congratulations, welcome you all my best wishes. I hope these 2 years go through and you have a very safe and safe journey. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Tarunika Agrawal, ma'am, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's rather since morning that you've been sitting here and patiently listening to all of us. I would just like to congratulate you. I think this is your moment, your day. And I'm sure you won't even realize 2 years would just pass on in a whiff. One of the most cherished years of your life once you look back. I am in the area of finance and accounting. I will be seeing you second semester onwards in the papers that I teach. And I just welcome you all and look forward to interacting with you in the classroom and outside the classrooms as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Arnav Kumar sir to address the batch.
Respected Dean Sir, my dear faculty colleagues and students, good afternoon and welcome to the batch of 24-26. So while sitting here and listening to all the faculty members, I noticed a correlation. So the shorter the speech of faculty members, the louder is the clap. And we can measure it. If we measure the decibel volume in the hall and we measure the time duration, we will find a strong positive correlation. So I will keep it short, don't worry. I just want to share 2 anecdotes. One is, I think, easily both anecdotes you can relate to. So one is from 3 Idiots. You must have seen the movie. So in the 3 Idiots, we had 2 characters, Rancho and Chatur. So in the classroom, at least be Chatur. You will still end up getting a good salary package in a decent multinational corporation. But if you want to excel in life, try to be Rancho, for whose sign even Chatur is and at the end of the movie we see that Chatur is going after and asking when begging for his sign. And this Chatur, this Rancho, was not driven by attendance to attend the classes. He was saying and attending classes for the purpose of knowledge. So please do that. And second, in life, never allow complacency to come in your way. Always, no matter in your academic journey, you will definitely be pushed for it, but afterwards also in your corporate life or entrepreneurial life, always take out 1-2 hours per day for self-development, updating yourself, and find your time. For me, it is early morning, and by early morning, I don't mean your early morning, which may be 9 a.m. My early morning is 3 or 4 a.m. So find your time, find your spot with which you can self-develop, because as we saw in the just concluded T20 World Cup, given the amount of time, training, and hard work, even Afghanistan can send Australia packing. So please mind it and never relax. All the best and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Shweta Sagar ma'am to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the FMS and the Red Building of Dreams. So for the next 2 years of your stay, make the most of it. I am Dr. Shweta. I am into the area of human resource management, and I'll be sharing my course with Professor Venkat sir and Professor Tanuja ma'am. Thank you and all the best for the next 2 years.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Vivek Soni sir to address the batch.
Respected Dean Sir, senior faculty colleagues, my dear colleagues, dear students, I am Dr. Vivek Soni. Though my area is operations, but I teach couple of courses. Particularly, we will meet for the area of information technology and management. Let me take a few instances and couple of reminding points since morning to now. Quest, change in the spirit of attaining higher learning, or maybe self-management. So therein, the role of self-management or the power of not knowing comes. So the power of not knowing, basically, if you realize yourself, then probably you can connect well with the outer world, you can realize the higher learnings. But it is very difficult to realize and difficult to achieve. So my few takeaways for you in the class is that please maintain some discipline, listen faculty, and show some perseverance. Because what we have been listening since morning to till now, it is a very bigger connotation, and just to take a leverage from different aspect in the management education is a very difficult. I offer a couple of courses in the area of information technology and management, and I look forward to meet in the class. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I'd now like to invite Professor Sivaguru sir to address the batch.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. I am Dr. Sivaguru M. I will be teaching IT management papers. Congratulations, all the very best for your academic journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Meghna Goswami ma'am to address the batch.
Respected Dean Sir, revered senior faculty members and my colleagues and dear students, firstly I would like to welcome you all, the new batch of 2024-26 to FMS. I am Dr. Meghna Goswami and I'll be co-teaching the course on business communication in semester 1. So looking forward to have an enriching interaction with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Annabel Benjamin Barasur to address the batch.
Good afternoon, one and all. Respected Dean Sir and all my faculty colleagues. Congratulations to all of you for making it to FMS. And I know that from 20th of June, you had some induction programs. I would like to point one thing. When you are introduced in the Faculty of Management Studies and into this arena, many of you will be finding it difficult to adapt the whole environment and circumstances. So it will be a cultural shock for many of you. The point is, in this cultural shock, will you be able to survive with your core values and the morals and ethics which you have imbibed from your parents and from your teachers? Or are you going to sacrifice those things in order to be at the edge from the rest of your own batch? The question, I leave it to you. Remember one thing, whatever you are doing, think at the back of your mind, at what cost? At what cost? I'll be taking business ethics, business sustainability, law, and entrepreneurship. Welcome all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Ashirwad Dwivedi, sir, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Ashirwad Dwivedi. Since morning, we have a lot of food for thought. I think now we should have food for food. And I teach economics and strategy. Looking forward to interact with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Rashmi Ahuja ma'am to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Rashmi Ahuja. Welcome to Red Building of Dreams. I teach in the area of economics and strategy. In semester 1, I would be teaching you managerial economics. So looking forward to interacting with you more in the classes. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Nabajyoti Deka, sir, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Nabajoti. I teach strategy and sustainability. I have two quick messages for all of you. I know you'll not clap for me. Many of you will decide not to clap for me, but I have to convey this. First is, when I receive LinkedIn requests from many of the MBA students from FMS other places, the first or the second point is 98 percentile, 99 percentile, 97 point something. It's great pride to achieve that percentile, but now that you belong to this club of Black Eye or FMS, you have to, let go of. Only when you let it go off, you can learn. And that's where I think Arnab brought the context of rancho, passion. And that's possible. You have to distinguish yourself from the others. Collectively, you're FMS or maybe Black Eye. But individually, it has to be a different identity. First, my second message is, many of you are familiar with this Cat King coaching institution. So some of us, we went through YouTube videos, at least me, and this YouTuber, I forgot his name, he invites some of the FMS alumni to interact with the students. And the students, I don't remember, but they convey that FMS is chilled academically. Please take this with a pinch of salt because it's very subjective. There are ranchos in the class who are very smart, they can manage, and perhaps not everybody is as smart as rancho, right? So it should be with a pinch of salt. So that's all I have to say. Welcome to FMS, rest, enjoy the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite Professor Neha Saini ma'am to address the batch.
A very good afternoon to all of you. I personally welcome you to the Red Building of Dreams. I am Neha Saini and teaching you finance and accounting, not this semester, next semester onwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Astha Verma ma'am to address the batch.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Respected Dean Sir, faculty members, and my dear students. It's a jubilant moment for all of you. You all are here. You have made your position at FMS, which is a desire of many. So it's a great moment for you. Please enjoy this day. I want to share a few lines with you. I just read a book written by Ashley Vance on the life of Elon Musk. I thought that I'll share it with you today. We all know who Elon Musk is. He is known for his business ventures in various sustainable business. He has Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City. We all know him. So this was the person who was considered a nerd during his life in the higher educational institutions because he was not able to gel up with so many other colleagues and the students which he had, because he had the thought of colonizing the outer space. He was thinking about so many other things which not many could, relate with at that time 40 years back. But he was motivated. He wanted to do something. So he made a group of his own friends where those people, they were listening to him. They were not deriding his opinionated talks on energy and space. He was thinking about all those things, which is, we can imagine, 40 years back. And all the successful businesses which Elon Musk is running today, he thought of all those businesses as a business proposal during his life in his educational institutes. He went to University of Pennsylvania as well as Queen's University in Canada. So all these businesses, I just want to tell you, he was doing as the proposal. And the best resources which he could get in his university, the best professors, the best peers which he could get, he was thriving on them. So on this, I once again welcome you. And I'm Dr. Astha. I'll be teaching the courses of marketing. I'll be teaching the course of marketing management with Professor Garima Gupta ma'am. And welcome. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Neha Bhardwaj, ma'am, to address the batch.
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome the batch of 2024 to the Red Building of Dreams. I am Dr. Neha Bhardwaj, and I'll be taking you through the marketing courses in these coming 2 years. I would just like to sum up by saying that believe in yourself and stay humble. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to invite Professor Anshika Agarwal, ma'am, to address the batch.
A very good afternoon to distinguished faculty and ambitious MBA students. With great pleasure, I welcome you all to the Red Building of Dreams. These 2 years are going to be transformative, challenging at times, yet incredibly beautiful. Grab, enjoy every bit of it. Many congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to all the esteemed faculty for sharing wise and insightful words for the incoming batch. I would now like to invite Dean Venkatraman sir to share a few words with the batch.
I'm not going to give you any speech. I know very well that it's time for, I'm going to be between the hunger and anger, so I will not trouble you much. But a couple of important announcements, that's why I wanted you to be around. May I request Professor Das, please come forward. He is the program director for your MBA full-time. May I request Professor Garima? She is the program coordinator. May I request now Arnab? He is also part of the team that's going to manage your entire academic interaction. May I request Anshu? And may I request now Vibhuti? So these are the people who will be, academically interacting with you on any class schedule or any kind of absence or any kind of a leave that you wish to really avail. These are the people you need to be in touch. Right? Thank you. Thank you so much. Success of every institution depends upon a lot of backbone support, what we call it as back-end support. I'm going to request the people who are on a day-to-day basis responsible for the management of faculty management studies. I'm going to request Mr. Soni, please come forward. Soni. Mr. Kishore. Mr. Sumit Gupta. Mr. Meena. Ms. Vinita. Anita. And Mr. Yadav. Mr. Hemant. Mr. Soni is the section officer responsible for all the financial and accounting matters in FMS. Mr. Kishore is the section officer for the academic related work. All your papers would have to be going through him. Mr. Meena is the librarian for us, and you can, for any library card or any library related issues, get in touch with Mr. Meena. Mr. Sumit Gupta is the computer center in charge. All IT resources, he would be the contact point for you. And Anita, you would have already met her. You wouldn't have got admission without her intervention. So she is the person responsible for the full-time academic related matters, who will be working with Professor Das closely. And Mr. Yadav is the MBA, executive MBA program in charge, or rather assistant. And Mr. Hemant is the one who will be acting as a Nandi between me and you. Alright, so, but he is the most responsible person related to all the administrative decisions in the Dean's office. Right? Now, I thank you once again for all the support that you have been giving us, and please give a round of applause to this.
Thank you, sir. I would now request the faculty to head to the dining area for lunch, which is being served now. Students, please wait back.